Hello everyone, and welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, we unpack South Africa's biggest political developments with clarity and context. And today, we're talking about a bombshell, the government's sudden release of R408 million to the taxi industry as a COVID-19 relief payment, 4 years after the pandemic began. Is it long overdue justice for a vital but neglected sector, or is it a blatant attempt to win favor just weeks before the elections? Let's get into it. So, here's the deal. This R408 million payout was actually promised way back in 2020. When the COVID lockdowns first hit, the government pledged relief to several sectors that were impacted by restrictions, including the minibus taxi industry, which transports over 60% of South Africa's commuters every single day. It's the most relied on form of transport in the country, and also one of the most undersupported. But while restaurants, tourism businesses, and informal traders received relief by 2021, the taxi industry got stuck in delays, bureaucracy, and red tape. Now, in 2025, just weeks before a highly anticipated national election, the government is finally paying out the funds. And naturally, people are asking, why now? Let's be honest, the timing is extremely convenient for the ruling party. The ANC is under immense pressure. Public confidence has been battered by years of corruption, economic stagnation, and failing infrastructure. With the rise of opposition parties like the DA, EFF, and Action SA, the ruling party is fighting to stay in power. And then, suddenly, here comes a high-profile payment to a massive, informal, politically influential sector, the minibus taxi industry. The optics couldn't be clearer. A sector that moves millions of voters is now being rewarded just before ballots are cast. But there's more to it than just timing. There are real questions about transparency and accountability. How exactly is this R408 million being distributed? Is there a formal list of verified beneficiaries? Are there measures in place to prevent corruption or mismanagement? At this stage, the details are scarce. Civil society organizations are rightly asking whether this payout will actually reach the struggling drivers and operators who need it most, or if it will be swallowed by the system, or captured by elites in the industry. The Department of Transport and National Treasury haven't published a public database of recipients or outlined the disbursement mechanism. Given the country's history with COVID-related corruption, from digital vibes to looted PPE tenders, the lack of transparency here is not just concerning, it's irresponsible. But to really understand what's going on, we have to zoom out. The minibus taxi sector is critical to South Africa. It's worth over R50 billion and forms the backbone of working-class mobility. But despite its importance, the industry operates in a legal and financial gray area. It is under-regulated, under-subsidized, and often neglected in national transport planning. Unlike buses or trains, taxi operators don't get fuel subsidies, infrastructure investment, or formal wage protections. Drivers work long hours, often without contracts, benefits, or job security. And when COVID hit, their income streams collapsed overnight. The industry desperately needed help, but the help never came. That's what makes this payout feel like a slap in the face for many operators. Yes, the money is finally arriving. But it's years too late to prevent the damage. Some owners lost their vehicles. Some drivers never recovered. For many, this is a political band-aid, not economic repair. And remember, this is happening at a time when South Africa is in the middle of a fiscal crisis. The government has warned for months that money is tight. Debt levels are unsustainable. Spending is being cut across departments. Treasury is urging austerity. So where did this R408 million come from? And how does a 4-year-old relief package suddenly jump to the front of the queue, while clinics go without supplies, municipalities collapse, and schools sit without textbooks? It's hard to avoid the conclusion that this payout is more about politics than policy. In essence, it's an election year transaction, a visible gesture toward a key voting bloc. And this isn't the first time we've seen it. In the months leading up to elections, roads get fixed. Housing projects are launched. Food parcels appear. And now, a long-frozen COVID payout is unfrozen, just in time to hit headlines before Election Day. But there's a much deeper issue here: South Africa's broken relationship with informal sectors. The taxi industry doesn't want handouts. It wants formal recognition. It wants investment, subsidies, infrastructure, and safety nets. It wants to be treated like the critical economic actor that it is, not just remembered during elections or when blockades bring the economy to a halt. This payout won't fix that. It's a temporary sweetener, not a structural solution. It won't improve safety standards. It won't regulate the industry. It won't address violence over routes or make transport more accessible for commuters. It just buys time and possibly votes. And here's the thing: the public sees through this. South Africans are tired of state money being used for political gain. They're tired of empty promises, delayed projects, and rushed payouts that smell like desperation. People are struggling with load shedding, crime, unemployment, water shortages, and collapsing services. A one-time payout to the taxi industry, while important, won't distract from the bigger picture. This moment should be a wake-up call, not just for voters, but for government as a whole. If we're serious about economic recovery, we can't keep operating in this reactive, election-driven way. We need transparency. We need urgency. And we need leaders who act because it's right, not just because it's strategic. So where does this leave us? It leaves us with a critical question: is this payment an overdue obligation or a political strategy? Let us know what you think in the comments below. Is the R408 million a fair response to COVID-era losses, or a last-ditch effort to win back public favor? And if you found this breakdown valuable, please give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and share it with others who care about where their tax money is going. Thanks for watching, and as always, see you next time.